it's 2 years ago. I'm outreaching every single day for, I don't know, 6, 8, 12, sometimes even the entire day. No breaks, no nothing. Maybe just to eat and have a shower. Like, I had stopped training, I had stopped going out with my friends, like, no relationships, barely seeing my family. Like, I wasn't even responding to their phone calls when they called me. I was like, this is a waste of time. I need to put in more effort into copywriting. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Am I really gonna waste 10 minutes? Like, waste 10 minutes to talk to my family when I could have invest that 10 minutes sending more outreach? Like, this was my mind that was being brainwashed by all these gurus that you need to put in more work all day, and all this crap. And so I was outreaching all day, and the mistake with that was, it wasn't that I was doing this all day, even though that's a mistake because you don't want to do this every day. If you do this all day, you're gonna burn out. I'm gonna make a different video on that. But the thing is, the mistake I was making was keeping me from landing copywriting clients, is that I wouldn't stick with just one method. And let me explain why that's bad. Because the truth is, when you're looking for new ways and better ways and the secrets all of the time, you don't allow yourself to get better at one thing. And so it's like, imagine yourself like this. Imagine yourself like having 100% of your power and like energy. You have 100% of energy every single day. And when you could invest 100% of that energy into one thing, into one outreach platform, one outreach method, you're splitting your attention into 4 different things. And you're, instead of putting 100% effort into one thing, you're putting in 25% effort into 4 different things. And it's not just that, because the truth is, you're putting way less at 25%, because you have to watch the videos, you have to consume the information, you have to think about the information, you have to process the information, you have questions about the information that you don't know what to do. And so you probably end up pushing its outreach method like 10%, 15%, which means you make around 7 to 10 times less progress. So if it takes you like, if it would normally take you like a week or a month to book a sales call with your normal outreach process, now it's gonna take you 10 months. And that's why so many copywriters struggle with getting clients, because client getting isn't that hard. Like, I got a inbound client the other day. It's not that hard. It's not that hard getting clients. What's hard is sticking with one thing, because we all have this fancy, we all want what's new, we all want the fancy thing, and so we end up avoiding the real work, and we do the fancy shit. And here's a story about that. So a lot of people say, oh, I love working in cafeterias, I like going to these hotels, so these fancy hotels I can work, I like going there. And the truth is, bro, every time I go to these places, I don't feel like working. I get distracted, and I feel like that's the fancy shit. Like, I enjoy being here in my desk much more and doing the boring work, because the boring work is what gets you to move forward. It's not the fancy work. It's not the fancy Airbnbs. It's not the cafeterias with the luxury coffee and the beautiful waitress. It's not that shit, bro. You get distracted all the time in cafeterias. I can't work there. I can't concentrate, especially if it's a place they know me. I can't even work with people next to me. I want to be alone in a dark place. Fucking boring work. And why am I saying this? Outreach is the same thing. A lot of people are trying to do this cafeteria thing. They're trying to be sexy. They're trying to be fancy. When instead, they should just be boring. That's it. Plain. Boring. That's the thing I did 2 years ago. And that's why it took me so long to get to 10K a month. It took me like 15 months to get to 10K a month. So I would stop doing that shit. And the truth is, most of these methods you're going to see out there, they work. Most of these outreach methods work, man. Now, there's an exception, of course. If you're taking advice from like a guru who hasn't been in copywriting for like 2 to 3 years, then of course not. It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. That's the problem about methods and processes, that they change all of the time. A lot of people get access to the process, they start using it, it becomes saturated, and then you need to find something new. And that's the bad thing about processes. So that's why I always recommend sticking with the principles. Like, sticking with the outreach principles. So yeah, all these methods work. Stop having this fucking mindset that you need to do everything. until something works. No, just do one thing. Just do one thing. So my advice to you, actually my younger self, would be to find one mentor, one process, one framework, and one source of information. Because when you overwhelm your body and your subconscious and your mind with all this information, you don't really know what to take action on. And that's when procrastination really happens. Because you have all this information and you don't really know what you should take action on. But when you have little information, like that's true. That's actually true. The people who have less information usually take much more action. And that's why in my mentorship and my courses, everything, I have it so condensed so you can maybe even walk through everything in like an evening or a few days. And I don't give you access to everything because I found that actually keeps you from getting clients. That was me, at least. The more content I had access to, the less action I would take. That's what I would do. I would find the easy way out. I would rather consume courses and consume content than actually put in the work. Because the truth is, it's not about consuming courses. It's just about putting in the work. The action is the only thing that's gonna get you there. And something I heard from Homozy 2 years ago, actually 1 year ago, which really stuck with me when I was in this grind phase and I wasn't making money. I wasn't so fucking broke, like so fucking broke. You don't realize, bro. At one point, I was just skipping meals just to survive. I was just eating one meal a day. That's why I got acne. That's why I got in the worst shape of my life. That's where I destroyed like most of my relationships when I was broke. And so one thing I learned from Hormozy is that you need to put in the work always. And the other thing is, if you know what you need to do, and yet you decide to watch content, you're not productive. You're actually self-sabotaging. You're keeping yourself from landing clients. And that's why I always tell my students, action over everything. It doesn't matter if you consume all the mentorship resources. They're not gonna magically get your clients just because you know this information. It's only about you applying the information. In fact, I would tell you that it would be better for you to just keep doing whatever, like keep outreaching like a dumbass. Like honestly, keep outreaching like a dumbass, like an AI robot, and you don't have access to any of my resources than to get access to my resources and not take any action. You get more chances to land a client by being autistic, like being genuinely autistic and stupid and keep outreaching, than being smart and having all the secrets but not taking action on them. Because how can you, bro, it's like you're expecting, it's like you're playing football, you're expecting the ball to go forward without you kicking it. It doesn't work like that, bro. So yeah, this is a message I want to get across because it's really important. This is something I struggle with a fucking lot, and I want you to struggle with it. I want you to be rich, I want you to make money, and I want you to fucking live the life you fucking want. The travel, the hotels, the luxury watches, whatever you want, bro. I want you to experience all of this shit. Because your life literally changes. Like, something I realized is you cannot go back. You cannot go back to living the old life where I'm working. Like, I remember, bro, when I used to work a 9-to-5 job as a 17, 16-year-old kid, I would make around 600 euros for 10 to 12 hours a day. 600 euros for an entire month of me working Monday to Saturday, 10 hours a day. 600 euros. That's around $650. That's fucking insane. That's fucking insane. I wouldn't work a week for 600 euros at this point. I would never do this. And most people would be like, oh, 600, that's 2.4k. 2.4k a month. That's great. That's great. No, motherfucker, it's not great. It sucks. And that's why I want you to be rich, bro. I don't want you to experience this shit. Because I know how it feels. I know how it feels to be broke. I know how it feels to be alone. I know how it feels to wake up every single day. You feel like you're taking all the right actions, but you're not getting the results you want. I know it's gut-wrenching. It feels like you're being stabbed every day. It feels like you're waking up and you don't want to do anything. That's what happened to me one time. I remember I woke up. I was so fucking tired, bro, because I had spent the last few months just outreaching like a maniac. And I go to my toilet just to take a shit in the morning, and I slept in the toilet for 40 minutes. It was insane when this happened. I wake up and I'm like, what just happened? I couldn't believe it, bro. I couldn't believe I just slept there for so much time. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, enough making fun of my old stories, bro. So yeah, this is what I want to share with you. Hope you got some real value out of this. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, share, and see you in the next one. Love you.